Yes, Argus, the Bright One, is out now in Assassin's Creed Odyssey and drops a pretty cool and strong new heavy blunt weapon. I will tell you everything you need to know in this video, including tips on how to take him out. So let's get into it. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. If you got the latest update installed, then you will be able to find the Bright One quest in your bounties and contracts section of the quest menu. And you will see that the quest starts at level 50, so you at least have to be level 48 to stand a chance against this new Cyclops, because if you are lower than that, then you will do very little damage and he will be one-shotting you, so you are warned. If you are not level 48 yet, then don't worry, because the enemy will just stay where he is until you are ready. He will never disappear. Also good to note is of course that he will scale to your level, and that depends on your difficulty as well. So he will always be level 50 and then move up according to your level. If you play on Nightmare, for example, then he will also be your level. So if you are level 70, he will be level 70 as well. But if you play on a lower difficulty and you are above the level 50, then he will at least be one level lower than you. But it of course also depends on your level scaling settings. If you followed the channel for a while, then you know where you need to go for this new boss. It's namely on one of the volcano islands that you have to travel to by boat. Maybe you already got the viewpoint on the Ash Hills island that is next to it. Otherwise you can go of course to Pevka. I know that Ubisoft also recently added a fast travel point like on the island of Argus, so you can use that as well to immediately go to the island. But the viewpoint was not present in my game, only after I defeated the Cyclops. But otherwise just go ahead and use that. I think it's smart to save your game before you go and battle this Cyclops, simply because after you killed him, you will not be able to fight him again, at least not anytime soon. I mean, there seems to be a hard mode coming where we get to fight these mythical creatures again, but we don't really know when. So I totally recommend that you make a save before you battle this guy, so you can always go back and enjoy the fight again if you want. Because yes, it's a totally enjoyable fight and doable as well if you know what you need to do. Important to know is that Argus cannot burn, so cannot take damage over time from flaming attacks. Also interesting is that all the arrows you shoot in this arena already have the fire damage applied. So yes, no need for the Hades bow this time, but that also means that if you use the venomous attack ability, that you deal a lot of extra damage, because the fire and poison effect are like combined, creating this sort of firework effect that looks pretty cool and deals some nice damage to Argus as well. It's also nice to make him poisoned, and that's where you need your melee weapon, because shooting with your bow does not give him that status effect, unless you for example shoot the new rapid fire ability. That's a great way to make him poisoned pretty fast, because you will be shooting a lot of arrows fast after each other. Yes, that sure costs a lot of adrenaline, but since you will be shooting him a lot on the head as well, like totally do that, you gain some adrenaline back pretty fast. But yeah, focus on hitting with your melee weapon when the venomous attack ability is active to get the poison icon above his head. A very good way to make sure that the boss gets poisoned is by doing the overpower ability from the spear or staff. So you hit the target multiple times and then apply this poison effect if you have the venomous attack ability active. It does depend on your elemental build-up though, if the boss will be poisoned after you are done with your overpower ability. You hit more times with the spear, so that should be fine. But if you are using the staff, then you might need to do some extra hits before the poison effect is applied. Also nice is that you cannot get hit while doing the overpower ability from the scepter and the staff. So you will be invulnerable against the attacks from the boss, and he'll be doing some crazy fire attacks for sure. He mostly does them around him, so be careful when you get too close. And that's why I also like the spear for this fight, because you have a long range, so you can easily like move away when he tries to grab you or does this fire like drawing on the ground around him. Overall, his moves are pretty similar to Steropis's attacks, so here it's also smart to keep moving so you can easily dodge the things that come out of the ground. So when you're shooting your bow or attacking with your melee weapon, just try and keep moving. Cool is that you can even interrupt his charge attack by hitting him on the head while he comes at you swinging his weapon around. He will then fall on the ground, and then you can get in some hits while he tries to stand up. Many of his attacks will make you burn as well, so hold the dodge button of course to get the fire off you, or use the second wind ability that on rank 3 of course eliminates a status effect. For this fight I found that my health stealer build I showed you in a recent video that gives a lot of health back from shooting your bow, doing regular hits, hits, and especially the overpower attack with the spear or scepter. And yes, you will be using those abilities and attacks during this fight a lot, so that's really nice that when you see a window where you can attack without him doing anything back, you then also get a lot of health back, so you will be mostly full health when doing this fight. So a quick recap, I used the full Amazon or Achilles set. If you play Alexios, you got that one. I got a lot of ability points in the damage dealt restored as a health mastery level you find in the warrior section. And in terms of abilities, the Feminist attack and the extra poison mastery is really important. And no other assassin abilities are needed. Again, I think that the rapid fire ability can be really nice, especially because you have this combination of fire and poison damage, so you deal more damage already. And if you use this ability while he is poisoned, so his armor is weakened, they deal a lot of damage and also get health back in the process. Especially if you are a hunter player, I totally think that that one is really needed. Overall, second wind, charged heavy attack, the 2 passive warrior skills for extra armor and damage, and of course the overpower ability is crucial. And I think the battlecry of Ares can be really nice in tough situations, because you can of course not die while that ability is active, and that can help you during this fight for sure, especially if you are playing on the nightmare difficulty. But yeah, you likely unlocked most of these abilities already. Maybe the venomous attack ability might be something you need to assign if you are like me, more focused on the fire attacks in general. Also good to notice that when Argas hits half health, he will become more raged and do faster attacks and longer combos, so be careful for that. So yeah, the main tactic will be to keep the poison effect up as much as possible. Like when the poison effect is over, do the overpower ability like immediately to make sure that he's poisoned again. Then you can shoot with your arrows, and then you deal more damage and get adrenaline back. And of course, don't forget to keep moving so you dodge all his incoming attacks, and be careful for when you get too close, because then he might do some crazy hits. So just hit him a couple of times and then go back and shoot with your bow again. So they will be fine for sure and get this awesome new legendary heavy blunt weapon that totally fits the volcano look and glows on both sides. I really like this look. I especially like it when it's on fire, and you want to make sure that this weapon is on fire all the time. So yes, the flaming attacks ability always increases your regular damage on top of the fire hits that you of course do, but the legendary perk from this mace takes it to another level, increasing the elemental damage by 25%, but decreasing your overall physical damage by 25%. The result, while looking pretty negative at first, is actually positive compared to other maces with the flaming attacks ability. Like for example, the Mallet of the Everlasting Flame on the same level deals less damage when on fire than this Hammer of Hephaestus, instantly making this new heavy blunt weapon way better than the cool Sauron's mace. Like sure, hitting without the flaming attacks is better with other warrior maces, but you want to make sure that the flaming attacks ability is active at all times anyways. So in combination with this weapon, it's really good. And remember when I showed you the Warmonger build from Alex that focused on heavy blunt weapons with fire damage? Well, I think he got a new weapon, because this one totally takes the crown. You can of course also engrave this perk on any other weapon in the game, including bows. It must be nice for hunter builds now that I think of it, since you will do extra elemental damage. That's of course nice with fire arrows for example, and the physical hits. You don't care about those anyways, so might be something worth exploring for sure. But yeah, of course, even if you are not a warrior player or a hunter player, this mace is nice to get, and the fight is fun to do as well. Although of course, as an assassin player, you will have a really hard time against this Cyclops, so totally recommend that you go full warrior or go for some hunter gear. Subscribe for everything Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The weekly reset of course also happens. I will give my full rundown as soon as possible. I'm actually now on a trip. I'm not sure if I can talk about that yet, but if I can, then you will see a post on my Twitter at JorRaptor or Instagram JorRaptor, so totally follow me there as well. And then you can see what I'm up to. Of course, we're still going to try and get the freaking Haste Lieutenant, so let's do that now. Because as you see right here, it is possible. People are getting them. So I should be next, right? Let's try. Yes, I know the weekly reset just happened, but I'm not at home right now. I'm on a trip. You can see maybe where I'm at if you check me out on social media at JorRaptor, or maybe on Instagram as well, JorRaptor, to see what game I'm checking out. Not sure if I can tell you, but you will see it there. Anyway, so I pre-recorded this Olympian gift video where we will try and get the freaking Haste Lieutenant. So let's just get it over with, shall we? Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. An epic, okay. Shroud, hunter damage, all damage, headshot damage. pretty good actually for a hunter set. But yeah, not what we want. I can open another one. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I mean, if you follow like all the videos, all these openings, then you know that I got like a ton of epic items after each charter. So, what the heck is this weapon, by the way? I don't think I've seen that one before. I likely have, but I never saw that icon. Anyway, hunter damage, all damage, crit damage. Pretty good as well. So we get some hunter love today. And that is it. But what I'm trying to say here is that I likely get a legendary in the next video, or maybe the one after that. I will do, of course, a full rundown of all the weekly reset things, like the live events, the new weekly quest, and all that good stuff. So keep an eye out for the channel on the channel for that. Subscribe for Everything Odyssey if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification to be notified when a new video goes live. And I will, of course, speak to you next time before. But I first want to help this person. Oh, god damn it, I'm now burning as well. At least, look to be that way. So now I saved you. You were burning, and I helped you. Guess you like that. Check out my previous video on a cool new build for pro, assassin, and warrior players, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.